Hey, it's Bree, and we are here. Jalisha and I are here to chat with you about what we're doing, what we're up to, what is fueling our fire, and where we're headed with this whole gig we call coaching. And coaching is just a really fancy word for changing lives, honestly. So, without further ado, let's go ahead. We have just a couple of slides and get right to it. So how this is going to work, I'm going to ask a few questions and hopefully figure out how to, there we go. There. Just kind of volley back and forth. So we are here tonight presenting the premiere event, Chick Chat on Coaching, with Jalisha, who is a mom and a registered nurse. And Jalisha, I'm just going to mute myself and let you take it from there. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
I'm Jalisha, a single mom of a daughter named Peyton, who will be 6 coming up in January. I've been a registered nurse for a few years now. Right now, I'm currently working as a case manager for hospice. I go out and see patients in facilities in their homes, take care of them. It's a really eye-opening experience to see end of life and what disease processes people go through. If you step back and really think about what you've done and put into your body that could make you end up in those situations, makes you realize how much of your health you take for granted and what changes you want to make, in my opinion. That's what really made me take this step to get healthy. I've done it off and on for years, thought I wanted to lose weight, never really had that real reason why, just wasn't comfortable. So I think that's a big thing as a nurse. It's hard to preach to others to be healthy, lose weight, do those kind of things if you're in the back seat not doing it yourself. Just a couple weeks ago, I had somebody mention to me, "Oh, you're a nurse? You look pretty healthy for a nurse. Most of the nurses I see are big," things like that. So it's really shows that you're a role model as a nurse if you are healthy and fit. Also, with Peyton being 5, she looks up to me a lot. She's heard me make comments about being fat. Recently, she points to her thighs and says, "Mom, look at my legs. They're so big like yours." And it's really eye-opening, but I don't want her to feel like that, especially at her age. She needs to be comfortable in her own skin. But at the same time, I need to teach her how to be healthy and make those good choices.
Yes, absolutely. So how do you think that, do you feel like it comes naturally to you since you are a nurse? Where are we? Can't see myself. Oh my goodness.
You cut out a little bit.
Okay. Can you? I was having some tech difficulties. What else is new? Cat lady rides again. So as a nurse, do you feel like it just comes really like it's like second nature since you're already taking care of people all day to just like want to pour into them, pour into the people that you're connected with and just like encourage them? Like, how do you think that nursing and coaching fit together?
I think that both aspects are true. I think that as a nurse, it's almost harder to put your own health up front because you're always taking care of others, not taking enough time on your own to take care of yourself. Sometimes you're super busy and you make bad decisions during the day. As you know, working in healthcare, people bring all kinds of goodies, especially around the holidays. There's temptations everywhere. In my job, I'm out in my car all day. It's easy to run through a drive-through, so it's harder to make those decisions at times. But as you said, I think we know a lot more as a nurse. We have done the research. There's tons of clinical studies. We see how many medications people put into their bodies because of poor decisions. So I think that coaching them and educating them helps to educate ourselves to make those decisions.
Yes. So you talked a little bit about your daughter, and I'm a boy mom, so it's a little bit different, but I think it's the same for me too. Like, it's amazing to me to hear my son like have body comments. Some girl at school told me he was chubby last year, and I was PO'd. Like, what? So having a daughter, I'm sure this is a little bit different being a woman yourself. So like what kind of, like if you could tell women just one thing, if you could give them like one thought about starting this journey, why, if it's scary, why they should do it, like one kind of body love statement, what would you say?
I think the most important thing is just knowing that if you have a bad day, you can pick back up. As you know, I was sick for a couple weeks. That was a struggle for me, and it's taken me another half a week to get back into, okay, I have to do this. It's easy to fall down. We go through hormonal periods, and we have our menstrual cycle, which is horrible, and we all crave carbs. I think it's just knowing that if you have that confidence in yourself that you can do something, that helps a lot. So I guess just being confident in yourself no matter what, but knowing that each step you make to get better makes you that much more confident.
So what made you say yes to this opportunity?
Knowing that I would hold myself more accountable if I was trying to coach others and be a positive influence. I knew that I wanted to get healthy, but it's easy to fall off the wagon if you don't have others keeping an eye on you or looking up to you for their motivation. So signing up as a coach for me, the main reason was just to help myself be accountable.
Yes. I think that's like the overlooked piece for a lot of things. Like, actually I just said yesterday, somebody was like, there's a lot I have to do if I'm a coach, right? And I'm like, no, really not. Like when you shave it all down, all you need to be doing is working on your own story. So you're fairly new, and I love it. I love that you're on the newer end and you're here, jumping out of your comfort zone. So, what do you think has been the most like what did you expect from the team, and how has that met your expectations or even surpassed that?
I, in the past, had a direct sales job, which is not comparable, but we've kind of discussed that. And my upline or sponsor, whatever you'd like to call it, through that company, once she had me signed on, I felt like I had her there for a couple of weeks, and then it was just like I was on my own. With this, there's tons of our groups. There's your immediate team page. There's the next higher team page. There's always inspiration. People are always kudos, everybody, congratulations. There's constant updates, education, inspiration just everywhere. So I think it's a great thing to keep on track and to have people reach out to you.
What is one word you would use to describe our team culture?
Ooh.
I know only one, right? You can use more than one.
I would say passionate and inspirational.
Yeah, I like that. So I'm going to take it over and please interject. So same here. We're both RNs. While I'm sure a large part of your client base is geriatric, right, Jalisha?
Yes, our youngest are generally in their 50s.
Sure. So yeah. So I've always worked in geriatrics, and same thing, to echo that, like seeing the end points of these disease processes. Now I work in assisted living where people are very much more mobile, but working in the nursing home, long-term care side of it was like seeing people needing physical assistance to just do basic things, like looking at people. And I think I didn't really make that connection with how like possible it was for even myself. I didn't it was always like, oh, that's a them thing. Like those are the residents. But once I heard one of my nursing mentors, who is more older than younger, she herself was talking about her own health goals and whatever. And she's like, I don't want to be in a Hoyer. And it was like, wow. So a Hoyer lift is mechanical lift that you need a sling to go under your body to lift you out of a bed or a chair just for those of you who might not know. So she's like, I don't want to need a Hoyer. And I'm like, that's very true. It's very real. And I think that our culture doesn't, we don't address things on the preventative side. We're always like, fix a problem when we have it. And then we want the solution like yesterday. So my focus is kind of intertwined. Like, I want good health for everybody, like now, but really what it is, like, I feel like women, because women live longer than men, I feel like women at all ages of their life just deserve to feel good in their bodies. And like, just because you're 80 doesn't mean you can't be hiking around. Like, I can't fathom right now being 30. I can't like wrap my mind around not being able to get on an airplane just because I have a walker or a wheelchair. Like, no, if I want to get on a damn airplane, I want to get on an airplane. So yeah, that's kind of my like big, like macro view of why I love this. But my journey began when I was losing baby weight and hating my body. Like, I had never been super fit, and I used to like shrug it off because I didn't want to put in the effort. I was scared of the effort. And so I used to like make it a joke. Like, if you see me running, you better run too, because there's danger. And like, really inside it was like, I'm not happy with my body. I don't know where to start to fix it. So after I had Jude, I was like, well, crap. Like, I ate 2 of every meal, like 2 breakfasts and 2 lunches and whatever. So I needed something. And I had been stopping and starting and trying various things. And once I found a challenge group, I was like, hold the phone. Like, why didn't anybody tell me about this 6 months ago when I was on the wagon and off the wagon? And I was hooked, just absolutely hooked. And I was already a nurse. So it was like, well, you know, I nurse old people, and then I come home and I help young people, and I love it because it's like both ends of the spectrum. But over time, my vision and mission has evolved. So really, I need to speak life into it. I intend to retire from my nursing career by the time I'm 40. So within the next 10 years, keeping in mind that like God has a timeline and God has plans, but it's absolutely possible. The burnout is crazy. The freedom that is in this opportunity is like, that's what gets me so jazzed up, because I'm a travel bug. I love jumping on a plane and going somewhere. So, and two, like I used to like road trips, like that was traveling. Like, no, like now I've been on an airplane so many times, I don't even know how many times, just going to different like trainings and team get-togethers and stuff like that. So this whole thing has just like, I feel like it's just really like breathed life into my life, like energy and purpose and I don't know, just dreaming bigger and not settling. Like, okay, so 98% of people do work, you know, you go to school and you get your job and then you retire and good job, like a job well done. But it's like, but really you're just like, just going to go through the motions. Like, yeah, I get really jazzed up about it. Like, I want to be very intentional and very deliberate and very purposeful with my time, but also like, I'm really just tired of telling Jude no. And before you start like, well, what do you mean kids need to be told no? Like, I mean, telling him like, he's like, Mom, can you take me to school and pick me up? And I'm like, no, I can't do that. Well, Mom, you know, or when he's sick, and then that feeling of like, oh, you know, now I have to juggle things, and now like, is my boss going to be mad because I am calling in sick today, whatever. And most recently, I love my tiny little duplex, but honestly, like, financial freedom is the goal so that we can have a house and a yard and very much more control over the environment. Like, our neighbors just they're not, the teenagers are not upright citizens, and like noise control and cohabitating in a small space. It's like, I'm just tired of telling him, no, you can't be doing that right now. We have neighbors. No, I can't pick you up. Feeling that tug and pull as a mom, like, is it career or kid? And I know that with coaching, since we have teammates who have retired themselves from teaching and so forth, I know it's very possible. And so I'm really excited to get there. But that's my, again, macro view. Like on the small scale, I get so excited when I get that text message that says like, I lost 12 pounds this week, or my pants are falling down. Like, what a great problem that is. So I've been doing this since 2013, and lots has changed. Pick my brain. What questions do you guys have for me? We have a few gals on here. I'm going to unmute you all, and I welcome questions because it's different for everybody too. This is just my own opinion and my own dream, vision.
Great. I don't think I ever asked, when you started out, did you start out as a full-blown coach from the get-go?
Do you mean like I didn't sign up just to get a discount?
Like I did it more to motivate myself.
Oh.
Or like you said, some people do it for the discount. There's different reasons. Did you jump right in to be a coach?
Yeah, like the day I signed up, I started a blog. Because I was already really active in the challenge groups. And Stephanie, she kept points and she did prizes. And I am super motivated by that. And so I was just on fire. Not, of course, because I was motivated for those prizes, I was seeing results. So I had already been kind of a couple steps ahead, if that makes sense. But in the beginning, I didn't see really I didn't think the income opportunity was for me. So I was still in RN school, and I was using coaching as a diversion from all of that awful homework. So it was like, that was my like fun thing. And that was my like, this assignment is really irritating me. And so then I'll come over here and like, I get really excited about hooking people up with the right program and the right, whatever they need to get their goals. And it's so nursing because, if you're not a nurse, it's called ADPIE, ADPIE. It's assess, diagnose, plan, intervene, and then evaluate. And that's exactly what we do as coaches, like assess what is needed, and then let's make a plan. And, you could assign nursing diagnoses, I guess, but make a plan and do the intervention, which is actually getting you plugged into these groups that work. And then evaluate, like, is something not working? Is something not working, or are you not working? Whatever. So, my story is not a fast story, since, like I said, I've been doing this since 2013. I achieved a kind of a rank recognition pretty quickly within a year, I think, of coaching. I became diamond, but I, over time, and hindsight being 2020, realized that kind of haste makes waste, if that makes sense. Like, I'm really not interested so much in like the rank and the title anymore. That really doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that I'm doing right by my team, and I'm being ethical, and we are aligned in the same vision and mission. So there's a lot of different things that you can do. It can be big or small. It can be whatever. It can be fast or slow, but I'm just our team is headed big places, most definitely. So I have one more slide, do I? Oh, my final question. Dun, dun, dun. If you, Jalisha, could accomplish just one thing with coaching, like if tomorrow Beachbody closed down and then they gave you an email and they're like, well, it's been fun, but it's over. What would be like the one thing that you would want to have done?
I would say to have helped as many people as possible, without running into you. I mean, we had a lot of connections, but you gave me that push on more of a personal level, I think, to get what I needed to start this. And so I would say to do that for others. Obviously, we know there's the money there and the financial thing, and I think that would be a great thing too. But as nurse, the first thing I'm used to is that nurture and to take care of others. So I would say first and foremost to help others as many as I could.
Mm-hmm. I would echo that. Like the girl that looks in the mirror and just cries, or the girl that doesn't buy new clothes because she doesn't want to even go in the fitting room, or the girl that can't buy certain patterns and cuts and styles because they don't look right or they don't even make that size. Like that girl, I want her to know, like, you're worth the investment. Don't be scared, or be scared, but do it anyway. Yeah. And as many as possible.
And I think the girls for me that I would target, you mentioned like those ones. For me, because of personal reasons, I think I would go for the teenage to young adult girl that makes the bad boy decisions because they make her feel confident and comfortable, which is always a temporary thing. Just because that was the past for me. I was rather large as a teenager and had horrible self-confidence. So any guy that said something to make me feel good, I thought that he loved me and those kind of things. So I think that would be the girls that I would want to help the most.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. And two, I mean, our culture is shifting, and there's a high emphasis on sexy and body image. And yeah, true beauty comes from confidence, I think.
Yep.
Feeling good. When you feel good, you look good. And when you eat good, you feel good, and then you look good. You really have to fuel it from the inside out. Awesome. Well, for those who have to watch the recording, you can certainly give us your Q&A. This will be posted on YouTube with a link, so please share it with your friends. If something really resonated about this, let us know. And if you have more questions, absolutely let us know. We want to answer those. And if you think this might be something, if you feel like you're missing something, you go to work every day, but something's just not quite clicking, or you feel like you were made for more or called to do more, but you don't know what it is, it could be this. This is an amazing vehicle, and it can be a reason, it can be a season, it can be a lifetime for lots of people. But we would love to share more about what we do, and we would love to chat with you soon. So thank you so much for hopping on.